I'm Frankie Tech, and this is the most underrated Xiaomi smartphone of 2020. Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and I'm here to talk about a phone that I truly believe is the most underrated Xiaomi smartphone of 2020. It's none other than the Redmi 10X Pro. Now, you've seen this on the channel a number of times, but I think this Xiaomi phone, more than any other, has flown under the radar this entire year, and it has truly not gotten the credit that it deserves. And so, in no particular order, these are my top 5 reasons why the Redmi 10X Pro is the most underrated smartphone from Xiaomi in 2020. Number 1 has got to be the display, because this Redmi 10X and 10X Pro are the lowest cost Xiaomi phones that you can buy with an OLED display. 60Hz albeit, but it is a gorgeous OLED display with minimal bezels and a small teardrop notch that really doesn't intrude into your experience of this phone. Now yes, Xiaomi has released a lot of other phones with higher refresh rates, LCDs like the Mi 10T Pro, which are solid displays. But there's something about OLED that I just really appreciate, and when I saw Xiaomi going to lower price points with this Redmi 10X Pro, I really did think we would see OLED on all Xiaomi phones by the end of the year. Unfortunately, that is not the case, but this Redmi 10X and 10X Pro are still the lowest cost Xiaomi phones you can buy with OLED on board. And in my opinion, that is a super underrated feature given the price. The next reason why this phone is the most underrated Xiaomi phone of 2020 has got to be the design. Now, Xiaomi did use a plastic frame on this phone, but I think it's one of the nicest plastic frames on any Xiaomi device. Opting for a matte finish, it just feels a lot less cheap than a lot of these glossy plastic edges we've seen on phones like the OnePlus Nord and many more. But what they did get right was including Gorilla Glass on the back and the front of this device. Despite the plastic frame, this phone feels super premium. It's a really well-built phone, and is the second reason why this Redmi 10X and 10X Pro is the most underrated Xiaomi phone of the year. The third reason, and this is the big one, performance. This Redmi 10X and 10X Pro are the only devices so far from Xiaomi to include the Dimensity 820. Now, I've raved about this chipset for a long time, but let me just say it this way. The Dimensity 820 is the best mid-range chipset on the market. It's better than the 765, the 750, the 690, and because of how cool it stays when gaming and in throttling tests, it is actually my preferred chipset even over the Dimensity 1000 Plus. The reality is, despite the slightly lower DDR4X RAM and UFS 2.1 storage, this has been one of the snappiest mid-range Xiaomi experiences of the year, and the Dimensity 820 is the reason. And it really makes me wonder why Xiaomi has never included this chipset in another one of their phones. The fourth reason has got to be the battery life and battery experience of this Redmi 10X Pro. Now, while the regular 10X didn't come with as fast a charging as this phone, this 10X Pro comes with that 33-watt fast charging and a 4,520 mAh battery, which lasted for days. And because this phone only reached 60Hz refresh rate, you didn't really have to worry about switching a refresh rate to get better battery life. And it is still one of the top battery performers from Xiaomi this year. And the fifth and final reason why the Redmi 10X Pro is the most underrated Xiaomi phone of the year has got to be the cameras. Now, once again, Xiaomi has moved away in recent months from using these OmniVision sensors that they did so well on in phones like this Redmi 10X Pro and even the Mi 10 Ultra, which as per DxOMark is still the second best camera, and in my experience, these OmniVision sensors have offered great camera quality, and yet we have not seen any more phones with these sensors. But the big reason why this 10X Pro, I think, is special is because it includes a telephoto camera. But not just any telephoto camera, it has a periscope telephoto capability with 3 times optical zoom. For the price of this phone, that was just an incredible feature to include in this Redmi 10X Pro. And almost no other big Xiaomi release, at least globally that we've seen for the rest of the year, has included a telephoto lens in their cameras. I really do wish Xiaomi does move back to including telephotos and even periscope type zoom lenses on their phones, and this Redmi 10X Pro was able to provide it at one of the lowest costs of any Xiaomi phone or any phone this year. And so that's it, guys. My top 5 reasons why the Redmi 10X Pro is the most underrated Xiaomi smartphone of 2020. And hit me up in the comments. What do you think of this Redmi 10X Pro? Do you agree that it's easily the most underrated phone from Xiaomi this year? Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for future updates. Making some big changes here on the channel. I hope you enjoy them, and I will continue to roll out more changes here in Frankie Tech 3.0. And once again, I appreciate all the messages of support. I will just keep swimming and just keep improving for all of you. So that's it. And this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.